little downside of AEW here, the injuries. Bryan Danielson broken orbital bone in his face randomly. Just going fast paced, just going Daniel Bryan style, always giving 110% in the ring. Ended up getting hurt, and it's just like that's a blow to AEW because especially when they were trying to reestablish him, and get him boom going. We don't know how many matches. He's even saying that to a certain extent. We don't know how many matches I have. He's trying to get all these bangers out, and then another injury happened. So
he needs some calcium pills. That's like breaking bones, bro.
All right, so let me break this down. So first he wasn't cleared to compete against Zack Sabre Jr. at the first Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he broke his forearm in the match against Okada, and then he was out for that time period. And now he has this broken orbital bone that initially he broke. I actually researched that he broke it against Andrade on Collision. Then he went into the tag match with Orange Cassidy and Okada, and then Okada hit him with a strike, and he pretty much aggravated it and broke the bone in his face. And so this is three major instances of Bryan Danielson getting injured. And I know he stated throughout the numerous interviews and promos that like his time is winding down. That this is probably going to be like this contract that he's under is going to be his last full-time contract in professional wrestling because he wants to get focused on being a parent. He made a promise to his daughter that when she got to a certain age that he would stop wrestling full-time. So we all know that his days are numbered and time is winding down. But it goes to show that a lot of people were concerned when he initially signed with AEW because they felt that that AEW style, that indie-rific style that they portray wasn't going to be good for his body. And you can clearly see that he's breaking down now. A lot of these guys are breaking down right now because of that style. Yeah. And you would think because they only wrestle like maybe once or twice a week. There are no house shows. Unless they're like special events or anything, besides Collision, Dynamite, and that the PLE, whatever PLE they're doing at that given month. I mean, they don't wrestle the schedule of WWE where you wrestling
literally almost every day.
Almost every day. Pretty much, I think they only get like one day off a week or so. So you would think that because they're not wrestling as much that he would be protected in that aspect, but he hasn't. I mean, he's still been having some bangers. I mean, he had arguably one of the best Iron Man matches I've ever seen in my life with MJF. I mean, these dream matches he had, the dream match he had with Sabre Jr. a couple of weeks ago, was a banger. But it's just unfortunate though. And like we said, some people anticipated this when he signed there. But hopefully, when he comes, hopefully the orbital bone is the end of this, and whatever time is left on that contract, we can get these remaining dream matches, so we can retire on top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like he honestly, well, if he was like fully to health, I feel like he could easily have one more championship run. But the way things have been going, I don't know how long. If they put the title on him, how long he would be able to hold on to that belt. And the crazy thing is about the whole style thing. I feel like this has always been kind of Daniel Bryan's style because he was always kind of fast, hard-hitting, technical in WWE. Probably not as crazy, but he also came from the indie scene, and like ROH and all that stuff. So it's a style that he knows and probably loves more. So anyway, because ever since coming to AEW, it's always been like, I love wrestling. This is wrestling, So
that's what he wanted, right? Like that's what he wanted. He wanted that type of style, So yeah, it's just tough right now for him because it's like he's obviously still good. He can obviously still put on classics. He's still obviously hard hitting. Yeah. And then he just gets these freak injuries, like the forearm injury is crazy. Yeah. The orbital bone is crazy. You think these guys are able to protect themselves enough and know how to hit, and it's just like he broke it and then he aggravated it, and it's like, shit, man. Like he was still wrestling. You know what I mean? Even with all this stuff, even the broken forearm, he battled through that match with one arm. So it's like he's an Iron Man. He's a workhorse. We know all this stuff about Bryan Danielson, but it's just like all these injuries are adding up, and it's just like
exactly. And the thing is, and sorry to interrupt you, Daniel, but that broken forearm he got, I don't even think he actually fully healed because remember initially CM Punk was supposed to face Ricky Starks, I think, at the pay-per-view. And then when Punk got fired, that Bryan Danielson, I think, like came back early to try and fill in the void. And I don't even think the forearm was fully healed. So yeah.
Like, it's just one thing after another. And for him, and it's just like, it stinks, man. For that company just trying to find its footing right now, and especially after all that CM Punk stuff, MJF has been carrying the torch and stuff like that, and then Adam Cole goes down, Bryan Danielson goes down. It's like they can't catch a break here, and they're just trying to hold it together. So hopefully that Orbital Bone, I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how the time frame on that.
I think I heard like 8 months or something like that. So
that's crazy, man.
Tony Schiavone said that he definitely was going to be like out like for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully back in January. But
that's crazy turnaround.
They're saying particularly 8 months for that. Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough for them.
I mean, John Cena had a tour pec and came back in 3 months. So
he was younger, not now.
Yeah, John Cena's like, and John Cena's an android at that time. Like,
still can't believe he did that.
He was just like, oh, I'll just show up at the Royal Rumble, even though I got hurt in November. Oh, what pec? We just win the Rumble and then go to WrestleMania, no problem. But yeah, AEW trying to find its footing. MJF has taken off for them, as we all know for a while. But we'll see what happens with them, especially going on with all the other injuries, and hopefully they're able to fill out their roster and figure out what they're doing. But we can move on to NXT Halloween Havoc, which was a 2-week